Denzel Curry just dropped the second single for his upcoming album, Melt My Eyez, Your Future, with Zatoichi, featuring slowthai. Seeing as we're getting closer and closer to its inevitable release, it's time we go bar for bar and break down these lyrics. If you're new here, these breakdowns are where I go through and read the lyrics to a song and give my interpretation of what the artist is trying to say. My interpretations are not always correct, and I do miss things, so if I missed or misinterpreted something, please let me know in the comments below. That way, everyone gets to learn a little bit. So, the song itself is titled Zatoichi, which is also the name of a long-running Japanese film series where the main character was a blind swordsman, essentially. Also a masseuse, which in the video comes up, like both aspects, you could say. But given that information, it makes sense, because the whole melt my eyes, your future sort of deal. But we start off with Denzel's verse.
In a place where we could hardly survive and barely could thrive. My only focus staying alive, like zombies revive. The second coming, I have arrived. I'm re-energized. I'm Zatoichi leading the blind. Pressure get applied.
He starts off just kind of in a similar tone to Walking, where it seems really desolate. The video itself has him basically just in the forest, where these people are training him, essentially. But he goes in a place where we go hard to survive and barely could thrive, like zombies, or like zombies revived. Like, he's just talking about the world in general. Like, it's hard to live in the world. It's hard to survive. Like, you can't really thrive on, I guess, the normal, or the old normal, I guess. Like, you have to find some way to get ahead. And that applies to both monetary and just literally making sure no one comes after you. Now, he's saying his only focus is staying alive, like zombies revived the second coming. I've arrived. I'm re-energized. So his only focus right now is to keep going, stay alive, like a zombie that's come back to life. Because zombies, well, I assume zombies don't want to go back to being dead when they've been zombified. But zombies are like the second coming. Like, he's re-energized, he's arrived, he's come back. So, he's taken some time off from music. I mean, it's been like 2 years or so it's not crazy long, but he's come back. And I think what he means by him re-energized and arriving is that he's back with like a more conceptual sort of album, kind of like Taboo was. And then he goes on to say he's Zatoichi leading the blind. Pressure gets applied. Like, yeah, he's himself blind, but he's showing you that this, even though you're blind, like, your other senses are heightened, essentially. Like, you can still be great. There's that, but also just kind of leading people into the light. Almost like a savior sort of thing. Like, or a messiah complex deal. Like, yeah, I'm gonna lead you to something greater.
They cut my niggas down in their prime, calling father time. They turn back all the clutch when he's still stuck on another line. I try to crack a smile and still a frown follows right behind. Excruciating pain like Bane, breaking Bruce Wayne's spine.
So this second part kind of leads into the other idea where it's kind of hard to stay alive, especially for black people. Like, I mean, you've seen it. Like, if you're a black person, you're more likely to get shot in a police encounter than a person of another race. Like, that we've seen this on multiple occasions. So he's like, they're cutting my homies down in their prime. Like, like, they were young. And then he's like, yo, like, call Father Time, like, rewind it, like, stop it, basically. But he's stuck on another line. Like, he can't be reached. It's too late or something. Then he tries to crack a smile, but he still frowns, like, right away. Like, yeah, you try to put on a happy face, I guess, through traumatic times or any times of distress. But at the end of the day, like, you're still upset about it. Like, yeah, you can smile, but, it is what it is, unfortunately. And then excruciating pain, like Bane breaking Bruce Wayne's spine. It's from the comics and from the movie Nightfall. Bane broke Bruce Wayne's back. This then goes into the chorus from Slowthai. It's kind of like a whole, there's all this shit happening, so just fuck it. Like, the world's ruined, let's start over, I guess. Like, and kind of, it's really weird timing given what's going on in the rest of the world. But, you know, life's crazy. The world's gone mad. Like, fuck the world, make some noise. Like so many things happening essentially to really look at. Dropping bombs like historic fallen from Praise Up North, like literally dropping bombs. Like, fuck a Benz, fuck a Porsche. Like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And then he repeats it. This then goes into Denzel's second verse.
In a place where they keep feeding me lies for my true demise. United once the powers combine, the world will be fine. Believe me, throwing up the peace signs, and we go all time. Man, I ain't woke, I'm just sleep deprived. I've been sick and tired.
So he's in a place where they just keep feeding him lies, and that's where his true demise is. Like, I mean, the world is, I mean, you're basically fed whatever the media wants to give you, which may or may not be true at all times. So, I mean, especially growing up nowadays, it's probably easier to get more information. But, you know, like, I know growing up, all you had to rely on was the news, and it's like, you hope that they're telling you the truth, but it's just a little bit of it, and it's really just what they want to show you. And he's saying, united once the powers combine, the world will be fine. So once we all unite and become one, things will be fine. I mean, I think there's a few steps missing there, but in the end, yeah. But then he goes on to refute what I just said. Like, believe me though, another peace sign, so we go all time. Like, he's, you know, once we unite, like, children of the world, it's gonna be peaceful. And yeah, I mean, I think that's the goal. I don't know how quickly that'll happen, but over time, for sure. I think that's a possibility. And he ain't welcome, just sleep deprived. He's been sick and tired. Yeah. I mean, really, most of us aren't welcome in the world, I feel. Like, if you're a younger person, you're just kind of screwed out of a lot of opportunities, unless you really push or unless you're incredibly lucky. He's sleep deprived, sick and tired because of everything that he's been processing. Like, there's just so much going on and so much to think about. Like, yeah, you're going to be sleep deprived and you're going to be sick and tired. Like, when you realize that, like, all these things are just kind of bullshit.
So be aware, give me your eyes, incline to be wise. Don't let the 3-6 turn to a 9. Wait, let me rewind. Don't let the 3-6 hypnotize mine. So God is my God. This bit's a mighty sword on my side. My voice can press skies.
So he's saying, give me your eyes, not because he's blind or his eyes are melted, but more of like, look at, this is what I want you to look at. Like, you have to see these things for yourself and climb to be wise. You got to climb up on the mountain and look for yourself to understand and gain this wisdom. Don't let the 3-6 turn to a 9. So 3, 3, 3, 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9, 3, 6, 9. But also, don't let the 3-6 turn into a 9. Like, don't let the devil get you to a gun. Then he says, let me rewind. And he's like, don't let the 3-6 hypnotize mine. So 666 is the devil's number. Don't let the devil hypnotize us. The other thing that I thought originally when he said, don't let the 3-6 turn into a 9. So if you flip it all, it's 999, which a lot of people promote as more of a holier number. So I don't know why he would say that. Like, don't let it do that. Maybe that's just what he believes.
Create a code amongst the black lives, make sure it's archived. Then go to every hood on this side where they can see crime and let them know that we can recline. They plan our decline. Before you get the logic and theory, I'll say what up, slime.
So this kind of goes into the other idea I had, where this whole, I guess, project could be a way of looking at how black people have been treated like over, especially the last couple of years, but over time, and how not necessarily militarizing people, but creating community, like everyone come together, like he said with the united once the powers combine. Like he's trying to build a community and make sure, like, let us know, like, if everyone kind of groups together, we're stronger. But what he's saying here is create a code amongst the Black lives, make sure it's archived. So this code could be a language, could be history, it could just be a way of interacting with people. And I think it's more of that, because he goes on to say, then go to every hood on his side where they can see crime, and then let them know that we can recline. Like, basically, like, show people that that's not necessary. Like, we can, like, things can be better. And then I also appreciate the line where he's like, before you give them logic and theory, I say, what up, slime? Because, you're going to be, like, if you're going to someone else's hood, you're going to get pressed somehow. So you have to kind of engage in a way that, I guess, is friendly or a way to make it seem like you're not an outsider. And then once you're let in, spread the word. This almost sounds cultish, but I mean, that's not what, I don't think that's what he's going for at all. It's really just a community building thing, I feel.
I'm Zatoichi leading the blind, pressure get applied. They cut my niggas down in their prime, calling father time to turn back on the clocks, but he's still stuck on the other line. I tried to crack a smile and still the frown follows right behind.
And then he repeats the last 4 lines from his first verse, which I guess you could consider a bridge or a hook, because it leads right into the chorus again. From slowthai, which is same as before, and then there's just an outro. But that's the song. This song is definitely different than Walkin'. With Walkin', I did mention in the breakdown that it felt more of the world's kind of fucked sort of thing. But in this song, it feels more of, yeah, the world's fucked, but we can build community, we can come together, we can rebuild and become powerful together and change the world. And it doesn't even sound like an aggressive way of doing it. Like, yeah, you can say because his title is Zatoichi and he was a sword master, like, and the video itself has Denzel training, like, yeah, that could be considered violent in some way, but I don't think that's what he's going for. Like, yes, you do need some sort of training in that sort of sense if you are trying to make a major change or shift in the world. Like, it makes sense, because you're gonna be pushed back. There's gonna be some pushback on it. So to have no, I guess, preparation is not a good idea. Like, you need to be prepared for whatever may happen. And in this case, if it's making sure you could fight without your eyes, like, so be it. As this album continues to roll out, I'm very excited to see where it goes. This definitely does seem more of a political Denzel album, which I'm totally for, because that's one of my favorite sort of Denzel vibes, I guess. Because he can do it very well. Like, this isn't even necessarily like super aggressive. I mean, the most aggressive thing that we get is the chorus from slowthai, because he's yelling at you in short bursts, which, fine. Like, I honestly did wish he had a verse, but I think Denzel did a great job with the, I guess, verse and a half that we got. It has a lot to it that I guess we should really look into. But that's all I've got for now. I mean, I'm a Denzel Curry fan, so I'm going to like pretty much everything he does. And I think I mentioned this on the last video too. But I'm excited for this album. I think the rumors are that it's going to release on March 25th. So about a month away. If that's true. Hell yeah. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's all I've got. Let me know in the comments below if I've missed or misinterpreted anything, because totally possible. Like, there's definitely bigger ideas in here, which I probably just touched the surface on. But also, like and subscribe if you want to see more breakdowns like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.